Hi there and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jackie and I am a yoga teacher, and today we're going to be doing a really short routine, perfect for any sort of racket sports. So what do I mean by that? Well, with racket sports we generally have a dominant side. We have a side that we play with all the time, and racket sports are demanding. We're needing to twist and turn and lunge and squat, quite a demanding thing. So this is just all about realigning the body so that one side's maybe not quite as improving your overall balance and improving the mobility in these joints that we need when we're lunging for that ball and all that sort of thing. So let's get started. We're going to come into a child's pose first of all. Now what that means is your big toes are together, knees are out to the side of the mat, bring your bum back to your heels and put your head to the floor. Okay, so hands are out in front. Now, your bottom doesn't need to be right back there. Head doesn't need to be in the floor. The most important thing in this pose, to begin with, is that you're centering yourself, you're focusing on your breathing, just ready for a short yoga practice. So you should feel this in your hip flexors. You should feel it in your glutes, of course. And as an added bonus, because our hands are forward, you'll feel it under your shoulder blades as well. So if any of you players out there hold a lot of tension in your shoulders, this is a really nice one. So you can stay like that, or what you can do is come up on your fingertips and make it a little bit more active. You'll feel the difference. So see which one suits you. And just pause there. Nice big deep breath through your nose, feeling that really nice stretch underneath your shoulder blades. Whilst you're breathing, eyes can be shut, of course. Lovely. So from there, we're just going to walk the hands in and come up to a tabletop position. Now our hands are splayed, shoulders are above our wrists and hips are above our knees. Now if you get sore wrists or anything like that, make sure you press into your fingertips nice and strongly. And you can also move back beyond that upright position as well. You don't have to be stacked, okay? You can move back, there's absolutely no problem with that. So what we're going to do is a puppy dog pose now, okay? Now these hips stay above the knees, all right? So if you are in that backwards position a wee bit, come forward, realign your hips over your knees, and you're going to walk your hands forward. Now you're leading with your chest to the floor, okay? So lead with your chest. It is a nice wee back bend for you. So you can come down, you might not be anywhere near the floor, or your head might come to the floor, or your chin might come to the floor. Okay, so just come down to wherever you are, and you'll feel this right kind of in the upper arm, back of the upper arm, and underneath those shoulder blades again. And we're doing a lovely back bend, which means we're getting a lovely flexion to the front of the body. We're increasing the flexibility in the front of our body. And we're doing a lovely back bend as well, which is great for our spine. So, all the while breathing, don't forget about your breathing. Coming back up to tabletop, we're going to thread the needle now, okay? Which means we're going to take this right hand, we're going to put it up to the ceiling as much as you can. Doesn't need to be perfect. And then you're going to come, post it through this gap here, post it through, left arm bends, and your head comes to the floor, side of your head's on the floor. So this hand's through here, back of the hand's on the floor, and notice how my hips are still over our knees. And now we've introduced a little bit of a twist into things. Or you'll feel this sort of mid to lower back, in fact all over your back. That's it. And you're getting a really nice stretch. Those shoulders are getting a really nice stretch at the moment. Nice big deep breaths. Feel that lovely stretch. And then you're going to come back up. And of course we need to do the same to the other side. So left hand up, look up if you want to, then hand comes between the arm and the knee, and you come down and put the side of your face or your cheek or wherever you are on the mat. So top of the left hand's on the floor and this right arm is bent here. Holding you up, just supporting you, hips haven't changed, and this is just getting your back twisting and turning very gently, of course. So really good for your spinal health, great for stretching out those big back muscles as well. And then inhaling and coming back up to tabletop. So from tabletop, we're going to tuck our toes at the back. We are going to pop our bottoms up in the air. Now notice how I'm on my tiptoes here. Okay, and then come back into a downward dog position. So just adjust your hands and feet if you need to. We don't want to be too short, up like this. We want a nice wide position, and pedal your feet, which means bending your knees. Get those calves and hamstrings all stretched out. Or you may be in this position with a nice straight back, pushing the mat away with your hands as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to raise our right leg up. Now you might be able to raise it right up or just a wee bit, and you're going to bring the right knee into the chest, up on the left tiptoes, and bring your right foot between your hands. Now you might not get there in one go, and that is absolutely fine. Just bring it forward as much as you can and lift it forward. And we're in a low lunge here. So your foot's between your hands, your hips are dropping, feel the heavy hips. Okay, and your knee is above your ankle as well. Now from here, you are going to put the back foot on the floor. Come up to your knee first if you need to, then come up to a warrior one. So both feet are planted on the floor and your knee is above your ankle or slightly behind it, but certainly not in front. Hips are pointing forward, really, really important. That's it. Stretching up, palms are together, looking at your thumbs. Okay, but just watch that neck. We're not throwing the neck back here. Our head and neck's quite straight and your eyes are up at your thumbs. So you're working quite hard here. Your right thigh is doing a lot of work and you're opening up your hips here as well. So let's straighten, bring your hands down, straighten that front leg as much as you can. That doesn't mean to say it has to be poker straight. Hips are still pointing forward, and put your hands out to the side. So we're going to move over that front foot and come to triangle pose. You can have a wee bend in the knee, remember, and then come over. Now your back of your hand might come to your thigh, it might come to your calf, but try and make sure this top hand is up. If that's too much, you can put it on your waist, but see this left shoulder, have it coming back. Now you might have your fingers on your toes at the front, holding on to your two big peace fingers on your toes. Just come to wherever you are. Nice breathing. That's it. And then you're going to bend into that front knee, hands either side of the foot again, and you're going to step back to downward dog. And if at any time it's too much for you, you can also come down on your knees and rest in tabletop if you want to, but otherwise, we're up in downward dog. If you're in tabletop, come back up to downward dog. You can pedal the feet, remember those heels don't need to be the floor. And then we're going to raise our left leg up, and then we're going to bend it, bring it into our chest, come up in the right tiptoes, your back's a wee bit curved, and bring the left leg through. That's it. Now remember, might not get there in the one go, and we're in this runner's lunge again, feeling those hips drop. So you're really opening up the hips here, improving your flexibility. And then from here, you're just going to plant that back foot on the floor. Then you're going to come up to warrior one. So coming straight up, or you can come up via your knee. Okay, hips are pointing forward, fingertips pointing up to the ceiling. You're looking up at your at your thumbs. That's it. Feeling that big stretch in your right hip flexor, and then straightening the front leg as much as you can. Hands come out. Okay, there's an option to stay here as well if you want, but other than that, you're moving over that front foot and then coming down to triangle. Back of the hands coming to the calf or the thigh, or you might be holding on to your toes. But this hand's up top, right shoulder is coming back, and we're getting a nice rotation into our chest. So, bending into the front knee, we're back in low lunge again. So, shifting the left foot back into downward dog, and you'll find that even this shifting between the postures is just really good for mobility. So try and do the best you can. It can be challenging if you don't do a lot of it, like anything else, I guess. And then we're going to come down onto our knees. So what we're going to do here is sit long ways on your mat. And you're going to bring your legs out wide. Now, when I say wide, you don't need to be in the splits. You might be, this is as far as you go, and your knees might be bent as well. So see what suits you. There should be no pain, but you should be feeling it as well. And what we're going to do, we're going to be doing a forward fold here because it's a really nice big stretch. But we find that when we sit like this, our pelvis might be tilted back. So to give ourselves the best sporting chance, if you like, put your hands next to your bottom and tilt that pelvis forward because it's going to make it that little bit easier. Okay, so just put your hands in front of you on the mat, toes are pointing up, okay, and your knees might be a wee bit bent. And this is a big stretch on your legs, of course you are going to feel it, but nothing should be painful. So inhale, lengthen the spine, and then walk the hands forward, okay, as far as you can. You might come forward an inch, it doesn't matter, okay. So you might be coming down onto your elbows. You might be flat on the floor, but as long as you're coming forward with a nice straight back, because if we keep our back straight, it's really homing in those hamstrings, which, as we know, can be a problem when you play a lot of tennis or any sports really. That's it, so coming back up again. You're gonna bring your feet in. You can lift them in if you want to. Feet on the floor, knees up, and just let them drop to either side in a wee windscreen wiper. That's it. So we're going to do another twist. So what we're going to do now, sit with your legs out long and your back straight, of course. You're going to cross your right leg over your left, okay? Foot flat on the floor, other foot is flexed and pointing up. You're going to take this left arm, cuddle your right knee, and you can stay here if you want to, because you'll feel that in your back already. Or you can inhale, lengthen the spine, other hand comes behind you, and you do a lovely twist. So we don't want to be slouching or bending, keeping a lovely straight back. So we're giving the upper body a really nice big stretch here, a really nice spinal twist. And that right thigh and glutes getting a lovely stretch as well. So coming round to the front again, let's do the other side. So left foot comes. Now this right leg stays straight, so don't shift the right leg over to make room for it. Make your leg do the work. So right leg comes over, left leg comes over, and the left foot's on the floor. Cuddle the knee and really cuddle it. Don't just hang on to it casually. Really hang on to it, okay? Really get in there and get a hold of it, okay? Other foot's flexed and you can stay there because you'll feel that already. Or inhale and turn and look round. Remember that nice straight back, okay? We're not leaning over, keeping a lovely twist, because then that means we get a really nice twist. If you want to look to the side, you can. You don't have to look right behind you. It just gives you more of a cervical, it homes more in the cervical part of your spine as well if you're twisting right round. Lovely, coming back round again. So we're going to sit with our legs crossed now, and now we're going to do a lovely wee stretch that you can actually do with a tennis racket. So it's actually a really good one you could do before as a warm-up. We're going to be doing Gomukhasana arms. Now I'll turn round so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. So you can use a tennis racket to do this. You might be able to reach your hands, or you can use a strap or a belt or a jumper or anything like that at all. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. You're going to be taking your right hand up in the air and putting it between your shoulder blades. So we've all probably done a tricep stretch like this, but you're going to take this arm, bring it round. Now really create the space, bring it round, and you're going to try and hold on to your hand. So let me turn round and I'll show you what we're doing. Right hand is up, between. So you might be here, take this hand and come round. Now just inch your way up, and you might be able to hold on to your hands like this, or you might have a wee strap there, just like this, or you can use your tennis racket for this as well. So it's really accessible for everyone, unless you've got really major shoulder issues, because what you can feel here is this right tricep is getting a really good stretch, and this left shoulder is getting a really good rotation. That rotator cuff's getting a bit of work done. And all the while we're doing this, we've forgotten about our legs. So we're sitting cross-legged, and that's opening our hips as we sit. If it's too much sitting cross-legged, you can come on your knees, it's no problem at all. So just coming back out of it, give your hands a wee circle, do whatever feels good, and we need to do the other side. We can't just do one side. So have your strap or your racket or whatever it is ready. You don't even have to have a prop. You can just be reaching if you want as well. So left hand stretches up, and anytime we do anything in yoga, you're trying to create the space because it makes it a lot easier if you're kind of creating that space to get into a certain position. So left hand up and lengthen the spine, and then that comes between your shoulder blades. This side might be different, it might be a lot easier or a lot harder. Take this right hand, really circle it round, create space, and then can you hold on to your hands? Maybe, you might get it on one side and not the other, or you might have your strap, or you might just be reaching. That's absolutely fine. But you will feel this, hips are opening, your left triceps now getting it, and this shoulder's getting a really, really good workout as well. So it's a great one for tennis players, this one, or squash players, or any sort of racket sports. That's it. So coming back down, just give your arms a wee shake if you want to, and come down onto your back. Point your toes, point your fingers, give a full body stretch, and then just come into a Shavasana position, which means it's a resting position. So heels out to the side of your mat, let your feet just flop out, and the top of your hands are on the floor. And shut your eyes if you want to. And this is a pose that we should do really at the end of yoga practice all the time. It's just a resting pose. We're only here for a very, very short time, but you can do Shavasana for up to 20 minutes. And the whole point of it is it's a little bit of space for your mind as well as your body. It's space for your body to sort of recuperate from any yoga practice you've done and heal and restore. And it's just plain nice to lie down after doing some exercise sometimes. So if anyone asks why you're lying down, I'm doing a Shavasana. I'm having some me time, some self-care. So just letting your breathing go, it's not doing anything special. And also just think about how your body feels as opposed to it did, a few minutes ago before it started. Does it feel better? And as I say, it's a really nice warm-up for tennis or a cool down or any other sort of racket sport, or you can do it on your day off, the days that you're not training in the gym or playing in a match or practicing. Do this on your day off to restore and reboot the body. It's really, really restorative. So just starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Now you're free to stay here for as long as you like. You don't need to get up with me, but we're just going to bend our knees, roll onto your side, coming up super slowly. Okay, we don't want to rush up and spoil that lovely calm feeling that we should all be feeling by now, and come up with your legs crossed and hands at your heart. So I really hope this helps you in any way, really. It can help you with your mobility, your flexibility, or just plain having a good old stretch. Sometimes that feels really, really nice. So let me know how you get on. Like the video, comment and subscribe to the channel. There's loads of other types of videos there as well. Or send me a wee message if you've got any questions at all about what we've done today. So with your hands at your heart, we'll finish with a namaste. So taking a nice big deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, and I'll see you again next time. See you later.